Welcome back to another episode of Reviewing Games. Today we're going to be taking a look at more Master System games. Master System US. There are a lot of really great Master System games, so let's start with the first game, which is Ghouls N Ghosts. They made Ghouls N Ghosts for the Sega Genesis. Here we have the Sega Master System version. This is a side-scrolling action platformer where you play as a knight, donning a suit of armor as you fight your way forward, attacking enemy waves coming at you. Of course, you want to climb the ladders and watch out for the guillotines. Finding the treasure chests, and sometimes magicians will pop out and try to attack. Of course, this version was different, where there's these doors you can go into, and you can acquire power-ups, like the red armor here, that allows you to charge a special attack. This was actually really cool. All you want to do is attack the enemy waves coming at you as you make your way to that boss at the end of the level. This was a really great game on Sega Master System. Moving on to the next game, Rastan. Conan the Barbarian, Arnold Schwarzenegger, swords and sorcery and armor. This is what this game is. You're pretty much Conan the Barbarian. And you're going to want to jump and swing on the vines and attack the enemy waves coming at you, breaking the floor so you can progress underground looking for weapon power-ups. as you make your way to the castle, avoiding traps and climbing more ropes, making your way to that boss at the end of the level. Moving on to the next game, Secret Commando. Secret Commando? Wait, this game looks familiar. What game is this? This isn't Secret Commando. No, this is Rambo. First Blood Part 2. That's what this game is. Rambo was a classic movie starring Sylvester Stallone, and this game was no exception. With the action and adventure that are presented in here, this is a pretty good game on Master System. This is a good vertically scrolling shooter where you're kind of running and gunning as you're shooting enemy waves coming at you. Shooting the bomb arrow to destroy the buildings housing the prisoners so you can let them escape as you make your way to that boss at the end of the level. Moving on to the next game, Golvellius. This was your Zelda for Sega Master System. Game kind of starts off like Zelda 2, side-scrolling action-adventure platforming game, as you're swinging and slashing your sword, killing enemies, running forward and jumping, and as you make your way to that boss at the end of the level. When you come out of the dungeon, here is your Zelda 1 for Master System, as the game changes now to a top-down adventure exploration game exactly like Zelda 1. Here you'd want to traverse the map, looking at new areas, trying to find these holes that'll appear that you can drop down in. There you can talk to other characters in the game. Some might help you and give you clues on what to do next. The old lady sells you a potion that will increase your life, more HP. you want to do is find the hole that's over here, and that's going to take you back the first level where it was side-scrolling like Zelda 2, but now it's presented in a vertical orientation, and you want to navigate these labyrinths. Fighting enemy bats flying at you as you make your way to that giant boss bat. And then the abominable snowman after him. This was a really cool game. After you beat the abominable snowman, you'll notice that that rock that was blocking your path has now cleared, and then you can keep going up on the map, continuing on your adventure. This was a really great game. This was probably one of my favorite games on Sega Master System. Moving on to the next game, Lord of the Sword. Here's more of your Zelda 2 on Sega Master System. You play as a guy who is the Lord of the Sword, and you have a sword and your bow and arrow, and you set off on foot, traversing the land, attacking enemies and all kinds of monsters as you jump over rivers and fight swordsmen in the weeds. Making your way to that forest that's inhabited by all kinds of monsters and werewolves and giant eyeballs. As you make your way to the next village, searching for clues at the local inn. Here's another game that's really great on Sega Master System. Moving on to the next game, Double Dragon. Double Dragon was a classic arcade game. Here, Double Dragon came home to Sega Master System, and this was a really great version of Double Dragon. And this version was actually 2-player simultaneous, and you control one of 2 brothers in this side-scrolling beat-em-up game where you would punch and kick and throw your enemies as you pick up weapons. All you want to do is beat up the enemy waves coming at you, making your way to that boss at the end of the level. Moving on to the next game, Outrun. Speaking of classic games, Outrun was another classic arcade game, and this time it came home to Sega Master System. just you and your lady, with the top down in your convertible with the pedal to the metal, listening to passing breeze as you're soaking up the sun, cruising down the highway, trying to get first place in the race. That's pretty much the whole game right there. And then at some point, there would be branching paths, which is kind of cool. And at the end, you'll see what route you took and how much progress you made in that last race. Classic game on Sega Master System. Moving on to the next game, RoboCop 3 Prime Directive. RoboCop is back, baby, and this time, he's not pulling any punches, as he's beating up enemy waves, shooting them, and killing them. In RoboCop 3, where you are the cyborg from OCP, and your prime directive is to make the bad guys pay. And you're packing heat in this action side-scrolling shooting game. All you want to do is attack the enemy waves coming at you, watch out for their wrecking balls trying to squash you, and the motorcycle gang trying to run you over as you make your way to that boss at the end of the level. Moving on to the next game, Wonderboy in Monster World. Wonderboy in Monster World was a classic. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. That's not Wonderboy. Is that Sonic the Hedgehog? Sonic's in this. So Sonic the Hedgehog in this classic Wonderboy game, where it's a side-scrolling action platformer, and you can spend the night in the inn if you want to, taking a nice little rest as you make more progress on your journey, searching and buying weapons, and attacking enemies, and looking for the next area to go to. Moving on to the next game, Aladdin. And these are really great graphics for Master System. I have to say, this looks awesome. The first level is kind of an auto-scroller where you want to avoid obstacles falling at you and the palace guard chasing you, trying not to get caught. if you beat that, you save Jasmine, and now it's an auto-scrolling rooftop level. Really long cutscenes here for a Sega Master System game. And you can see Princess Jasmine and Jafar talking. Next thing you know, you're inside the cave looking for that lamp. Classic game on Sega Master System. Next game we're looking at is the Addams Family. Addams Family was that classic movie we all saw from the 90s, and the Addams Family came home to Sega Master System. Where you would play as Gomez, and it's a side-scrolling platformer where you kind of start out outside the mansion here, and you got to get back inside. Trying to avoid the spikes and the deadly bone traps. This was a pretty zany and kooky, if you're kinky, platformer. Moving on to the next game, Paperboy. Paperboy might have been the first job you get as a kid, taking on that paper route, delivering papers to the local neighbors, trying to make a buck in this crazy world. And you learn your patterns. Who are your customers and who are not your customers, as you watch out for that crazy dog running across the street. And all you want to do is get the newspapers to the subscribers while watching out for the deadly obstacles that are coming at you as you try to make your way to the end of the level. And there you can get into the bonus area where it's kind of a little training course, hitting jumps and trying to hit bullseyes. Classic game on Sega Master System. And that last game you looked at was Sonic Blast for the Master System. And that was a Tectoy exclusive. And there was a lot of really good games that came out late in the lifespan of Sega Master System. And we will take a look at more Sega Master System games in the future. Just want to say thank you everyone for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys next time. Moving on to the next game, Sonic Blast. And you can choose between playing as Sonic the Hedgehog or Knuckles. So of course I'm going to be Knuckles. So, last time we talked about the trilogy of Sonic the Hedgehog games. Well, I found out that there was another game, and this game was released only in Brazil. This was a Tectoy exclusive. So, this game came out after Sonic Chaos. And you start off in a familiar area, Green Hill Zone, and God, does it look great in this game. Classic blue skies and gold rings that you want to collect as you do the loop-de-loop, trying to pick up speed as you spin dash and spin jump. Classic game on Sega Master System, and now you can enjoy it playing as Knuckles. And of course, Knuckles can grab the walls with his claws as you make your way to that Dr. Robotnik boss battle at the end of the third stage. This might be my favorite Sonic game on Master System.